need? Like, and just how can you give yourself the freedom of mind to just
Kids finding spaces, very important.
Like, if you ask me why you should do it here, it's because, like, yeah, we're not dying, but, like, we're dying in a different sense of way. Like, in a way that, like, Colorado is the 9th in the United States for suicides, and our county, Larimer County, every 9 days somebody is just taking their lives. And why are people taking their lives?
Do something different.
Just trying to get over the fear. And I got over it, and I'm good.
Quite a bit of time this year to get kind of his thoughts together, but now he's working at nights and on the weekends, and it's just become this passion-driven activity versus a work-driven learning activity. And he's written daily newsletters on the amusement park that he's making that will go to his employees about the rides and what parts of the park are doing better that he created. He wrote a 20-page PowerPoint or 30-page PowerPoint, I think, on roller coasters all over the country, and he's just learning how to design roller coasters and what the best kinds of roller coasters are. So what may have looked like he wasn't engaged in learning while he was doing research online was definitely high learning for him.
The more you do it, like, you can start practicing. There's this thing called myelin, and it wraps around, like, your brain, and it, like, makes it so it's more precise, more accurate. So, like, the next time you do it, it's like automatic. So, like, when we go practice our shots or something, we practice that, and then it becomes more automatic. If you keep on practicing that, it'll get more accurate and all that. That's why, like, they say all that practice makes perfect.
Right.
But it's, like, better when you practice something that you like, something you truly like. And that way it's actually, like, true deep practice. But fake deep practice is when you practice something, but you really don't like it, and you just, like, just get it. Subject. Okay, so like every conversation, like say like it's a really important conversation, like what we have right now. Like even if it's like even with your parents, right? And like they'll yell at you or something like that. Like it'll just like go like unseen. Like you'll just forget about it. Like it was just like that one time thing. Or like right now we were talking about our whole dreams and everything of the school. Usually I just like, usually nobody actually goes into that. Like it just like, everybody just like spaces it like, it's not that counts.
So what was the question you asked, Teague?
What do we do about it?
I feel like that's why it's become such a huge pandemic in our world, is because people need to find that drive, and we honestly don't live healthy enough lives, most people, to like fight off that sort of thing. You know, we're consumed by sugar, alcohol, nicotine.
Do you think you can do whatever you want?
I think I can do whatever I want if I wanted to. If I want to do whatever I want, I can do whatever I want. I can, but I have to do stuff to do what I want.
Figuring out what to do is the hard part, right?
Mm-hmm. Doing it is fun.
Last couple of weeks we've kind of been talking about what hasn't been working for us because we've realized that we're not getting done what we need to get done. And the first thing that we realized was that we need to structure our own class, that we kind of took the innovation the wrong way and figured that there was no structure, but we just came to the realization that it was more about making your own structure and making it work for us.
I feel like it's become the norm today. You go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, you get a degree in college, you get a job, and you
To
work
pay
for the rest
off
of
your
your
debt,
life. Yeah,
because now
exactly.
the college debt has overcome the just credit card debt.
Yeah, and there's so many people in the world with this education. Why pay for it? You know, why don't you explore the world and find these people that know these things?
That's the poll.
Yeah, that know these things and are willing to share it with you. You know, instead of spending $15,000 to have some guy lecture you about it. You know, and I feel like how I'm going to learn is going out into the real world and finding these people, and then being in a place where I can apply these things that I'm learning and be in an environment where I can learn and apply these to my life for survival. You know?
Clay Shirky and John Hagel would be very proud of you.
One more time. I'm getting over my fear of living. Then one more time. One more time. One more time.
Toda. Toda.
Yeah, Toda.
Toda.
Yeah, that's right. I love about sorry. And the word sorry is...
I'm mad at myself because I remember this one.
Don't do this.
This is good though, it's making
It's actually before the H. But when we write a H, we usually mean the ch sound again. So it'd be slicha.
Sliha. Sliha.
Yeah.
Apple. Bike. Pig. Book. Car. You do rabbit. Rabbit, there you go. Nuts. Kite. Goat.
ASLpro.com, and he's just telling us words, and if we don't know them, we look them up.
Animal.
Do that again, Peter. And what are you doing here, Missy?
I'm drawing pictures and having her sign them. Don't look at my pictures.
Nice little system you got going on here. So, show me.
Me just playing this game, I wouldn't come in here and play the game with myself. So it's kind of like you have guys like Caleb, Dorian, Corey, guys you've grown up with, and Josh played, and just when you grow up with someone and you know them real well, and you get that competitive, instinct with them, and it's just you've all played the same game, you've all done it, so it's something we've all done, so it kind of connects you too.
Do you have any desire to do any kind of game design?
Game design, probably not.
Really, anything happens. I can go down and do any of this. So right now I'm using it to, when the player touches it, this radio plays music via this sound, which is called an ambient generic. So to make GLaDOS speak, I've got a choreographed scene, which generally in Half-Life 2 is used for like people moving around. So you actually need an actor to play a role in it. But unfortunately in Portal it's just a disembodied voice. So actually if I go outside the map a little bit here, and I come over here, there's actually a little cube here. That's what's talking to me.
Deep practice. I messed up a couple of times. But you know what? You keep on trying, and it's that easy. So easy.
I could do it again. One last time. Woo! Not easy, baby.
We were talking about how no one, or it seems as if not a lot of people, really believe that kids have true potential. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. No one thinks that we can do something great. People say that it's all an adult job, but what makes that true? What's an adult job?
And so, like in the lab, I know that a lot of people are thinking we're just stinking around out here. You think?
I don't think we are. I think maybe at the beginning of the year we were, but I think it's kind of what you're talking about with costogramus, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, you're going to screw around for a while. That's because we've been so used to having things pounded upon us. It's like you're not used to that freedom, but eventually you start to see what you have to do. Like, for me, I'll admit it, I've messed around sometimes in the lab, but now that I'm starting to get focused, now that I'm starting to break away from everyone, and like part of it was like moving into this room helped a lot because now I'm not with everyone. Now I can really focus on what I have to do, and it comes naturally. Eventually, you know that if you get something like that, it's going to naturally come to you that you're going to get it done.
So the minute you say so, it's Dolce Sol e Novembre, Dolce Melodia.
Dolce Melodia. That's what it is?
And so...
Is it dolce or...
Dolce.
No, but I mean, like, Figures, is it... I missed it now.
So, like, don't leave a big space in...
Learning is transpiring in here. Instead of just trying to isolate specific skills and make sure that we create a standard and make sure that the student understands that one skill. So this learning in action, which really is the innovation lab, right? And how to analyze that learning in action, the digital technology that's changed the world is also changing, I think, the way we can look at assessment and look at growth. We can just do a lot more with all this data. As a researcher, I couldn't have done it 5 years ago.
Hallo, Steven. Ik woon in België, and so I'm the Belgium connection. For each of us, for every single person in the world, this is the most important mission. Find your own place in the world. And if we actually would do this, if we would realize this and act on it, then the world would be a much better place. Because we would all realize that our place in the world is to make the lives of other people better.
We need to focus back on the community aspect of life and getting with people that share all these different ideas and thoughts and knowledge to create sustainable communities, you know? So I think we need to find that tribal aspect of life again, is what I think. That's on that large scale in those big countries. It's like, it's not going to work like that. You got to focus down into your local government and have the sharing of goods, you know? And I mean, I feel like it all comes together with the college, all the money, making the money. That's just getting farther and farther away from bringing us all back together. I mean, we have all these social and political classes that are just pulling us apart. But if we can eliminate that and change our mindset, we can come back together and, I mean, live harmoniously together, sharing.
I love this section. Like, after I wrote this, I'm like, oh my god, this is such an awesome thing. I don't know why, it's just, it makes me awesome. Like, it makes me feel like happy inside that I wrote that, because just like listening to it sounds cool. I don't know, I can't explain it.